Spark Story World presents a motivational story, The Power of Trusting God. Before we begin, just think about these questions. Have you ever felt scared to move forward? Do you ever feel like life doesn't go the way you planned? What if your struggles are actually part of a bigger plan for you? We all go through moments in life where we feel lost, hopeless, and uncertain about the future. Maybe you're going through such a time right now. Maybe you've prayed, worked hard, and done everything you thought was right, yet life still feels like an uphill battle. If so, let's begin this with a story. Watch till the end. A story that might just change the way you see your journey. Rohan understood this feeling very well. He believed that if he worked hard, planned ahead, and made sacrifices, success would follow. But life had other plans. His business was failing, his relationships were weak, and every morning he woke up feeling sad and worried. Just like you, he doubted everything: his hard work, his prayers, and his faith. One evening, after another stressful day, he sat in his car, staring at the dashboard. The unpaid bills felt like a huge problem he couldn't solve. His phone buzzed. It was a message from a friend he was avoiding. He took a deep breath and held his head. Why is everything going wrong? Maybe you felt this way too, lost, stressed, and unsure of what to do next. What if you saw a sign when you felt really down, something or someone to remind you that you're not alone? Instead of heading home, Rohan drove aimlessly and ended up at a quiet park. The cool evening air touched his face as he walked, deep in thought. The sky was orange and pink, but he didn't notice. He sat on a bench, his mind full of worries. Why is this happening? Am I not good enough? Is God even listening? Then a calm but strong voice spoke. "You look worried, my son." Rohan turned, surprised, and saw an old man beside him. His kind, wise eyes made Rohan feel safe. Rohan said, "I don't get it. I've done everything right. I've worked hard, planned ahead, made sacrifices. But my life is still falling apart." The old man smiled and asked, "Have you ever driven in heavy fog?" Rohan thought for a moment and said, "Yes, a few times." The old man asked, "When the fog is thick and you can't see ahead, do you stop driving or do you trust the road?" Rohan replied, "I keep driving, but carefully." The old man nodded. "Exactly. And yet, when life gets uncertain, you stop moving, doubting the road ahead, even though God is the one guiding it." Rohan felt a cold wave. For years, he thought he had to control everything. He blamed himself for failures and believed unanswered prayers meant God left him. But what if he was seeing it all wrong? The old man moved closer and said, "God doesn't ask us to know everything, just to trust Him. When you let go of fear and trust, you'll see that God has been guiding you all along." Rohan's eyes filled with tears as he realized he'd prayed before, but never truly trusted God. That night, instead of worrying, Rohan did something he hadn't done in years. He sat by his bed, closed his eyes, and whispered, "God, I don't know the future, but I trust you. Guide me." Something changed. He heard no voice, saw no miracle, but felt lighter, like a weight had been lifted. In the next few days, life didn't suddenly change, but something changed in him. He stopped worrying about results and moved forward with faith. Then, something unexpected happened. New opportunities came. Investors showed interest in his business, and his relationship started to heal. Most importantly, for the first time in years, he felt peace, not because life was perfect, but because he knew he wasn't alone anymore. Weeks later, Rohan found himself back at the same park, sitting on the same bench. But this time, his heart felt different, lighter, filled with hope. He looked around, expecting to see the kind stranger again, but the bench beside him was empty. A gentle breeze moved the leaves, and Rohan smiled. He finally understood. The old man wasn't just a stranger, he was a messenger from God. And maybe, right now, you are where Rohan once was. Maybe life feels uncertain, and you don't know what tomorrow will bring. Maybe you've been praying but haven't found the answers you're looking for. But here's what Rohan wants you to know, what God wants you to know. You are not alone. You never have been. The road ahead may seem unclear, but God sees beyond the fog. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. And one day, just like Rohan, you'll look back and realize you were always exactly where you were meant to be. So what we have learned: life struggles are often part of a bigger plan that we can't see. Even when things seem uncertain, trusting God can guide us through. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.